Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Crew First Culture Podcast. This is Jeremy again, and thank you very much for spending some time with me today. Today, I've got a really good topic that I'm looking forward to getting into and kind of talking about some of my growth and some of the things that I've learned, and basically an entire mindset change for myself. But first, I wanted to just say a little bit in the area of mental health. I was approached by one of the members in my hometown department last week to he asked me to bring this up, and could tell that he was really touched and really felt like he wanted to do something to share the message of, you're not alone. There are lots of resources. And I guess the day that he brought it to me was a day that several years back the department lost a firefighter due to suicide. And so definitely a heavy moment for him and for that department. So I want to do, anything I can to help him and help anybody else. To mention a few kind of resources that I know of. I know there are lots of others out there, but a couple of them. One is Next Rung. If you've not heard of Next Rung, definitely look them up. They've a great little company. I guess you can call it a company organization, that nonprofit. They accept donations to, to help others pay for counseling and whatever else that's needed, and do some really great things that are ran by some great people, some very nice people that I've got to know a few of, and just believe in everything they do. It's a great organization. Then the next one is one of my favorite firefighters, Chief Andrew Starnes, is starting to do some mental health stuff and just kind of that type of area of classes and things like that. And so looking forward to kind of see what he's got coming out. He has a company called Training Insight, which I think is kind of what he's running that through. So definitely check them out. He also has a Facebook page called Bringing Back Brotherhood, which is, it's a great page. He puts out a lot of inspirational stuff, just editorials basically, and posts that he's just a great dude, and I love seeing what he has to say, and just a great person to look up to. And so enjoy everything he puts out. And the last one is Dina Ali. That's kind of another person that's made her name in that area, a mental health field of especially first responders, firefighters, and she's doing some great things. I've been in one of her classes down in Pensacola last year, and really enjoyed it. My wife and I were both in it, and she really enjoyed it as well. And so just letting you know that there's lots of people out there that need help. It's if you find yourself in that area, if you find yourself in that place, you're not alone. There's lots of people out there that want to help as well, lots of resources. And so if you find yourself in a tough spot and you really need a little bit of help, you need to talk, whatever it is, just please find somebody to reach out to, a friend, one of these resources I've talked about, a resource that somebody else has mentioned, and get the help that you need, because there's no reason for anybody to struggle through life by themselves. There's so much help, and makes it so much better when you're not alone and when you're going through it with somebody. So just wanted to mention that real quick. So now get into the topic. So we're going to talk about mission versus vision. And so, like I kind of teased a little bit ago, this is an area of my career, my life, even, that I've almost flipped upside down here in the past couple of weeks. I've really done some thinking through this since reading some material and listening to some podcasts that really made me started thinking. And so I guess where I need to start with is just the beginning of kind of what started clarifying some of this stuff for me. So for me, well before I was even a formal leader, I started writing things down. Started writing things down that I wanted to remember when I became a station officer. Things that I liked from officers I worked with, things that I didn't like from officers I worked with, and just kind of the environment that I wanted to create and the crew that I wanted to be a part of. I had been writing these things down for years and just kind of adding to it and cleaning it up and letting it evolve and change as it goes. And so I had this when I became a station officer, and it was really nice because it was right there. I had it all laid out. I knew exactly kind of what information to give the people that I was now leading, and it was nice. However, I didn't know what that was. I didn't know what to title it as. Was that a mission? Was that a vision? Was it just expectations? What was it? And so to be honest, up until probably 3-4 weeks ago, at the very most, I was still there. I had a pretty clear understanding of the environment and the culture that I wanted to create. I just didn't really know the inner workings of all the steps to it, and it was kind of muddy to me. And so listen to a few podcasts over the past couple weeks that were kind of talking about mission and vision, helped me just to start that clarity process. And this is a few things that I got out of it. They're very, very simple, but if you do have a little bit of misunderstanding of this whole process, maybe it'll clarify a little bit like it did for me. So mission is here, vision is out there, mission is now, vision is next, mission is every day, and vision is the destination. So like I said, that really helped me to start gaining some clarity in this area. I know it's very basic what I just said, but if you don't really put it in your head like that, if you don't really see it on paper like that, however you learn and visualize things, it might not be that clear to you. And so for me, even I don't know, a few weeks ago maybe, I put out a post talking about how the mission is a leader's target. Well, now, just a few weeks later, I see that I don't even agree with that anymore. I don't agree with that at all. The vision is our target. The vision is our destination that we want to reach. The mission, your mission statement, that's basically the roadmap of how we're going to get to that vision. It's our route that we take. And so, like I said, it's almost completely changed everything that I thought I knew about this stuff. And so, where do you start? You start with the most important things to you: the values, the virtues, the priorities, the cultural aspects that you want to achieve in your basically your ultimate vision of the culture, the environment that you want to create. You take those most important things and then you start giving them life by explaining them, giving them more of a meaning, defining those things. And so that's kind of, now where my mind is, where I have started to develop a little bit of growth and learning in this area. And so to just maybe clarify it a little more, if I'm still being too vague or still not as clear as I need to be, I'll go through my old mission statement, which I now know that's what it was. It was a mission statement. It wasn't a vision. It was what I wanted to use as my roadmap to get to where I wanted to go. And it was basically four things. So it was take care of each other, do the right thing, help those we can help, and have fun. So pretty basic, pretty straightforward. And I still feel, like that's good stuff. But there's one thing in particular that I truly believe in. I still believe in, but the way it's written, I I don't want it in there anymore. And it's do the right thing. So why would I want to take that out of my mission statement? Do the right thing sounds like something that you probably should have in a mission statement. But what does that mean? I can't throw out do the right thing and everybody to know exactly what that means. What does that mean? Does it mean to do the right thing legally? Or does it mean do the right thing ethically? Or what if those two don't mesh? What if you have to pick one or the other? Then what do you do? If Does it mean do the right thing that affects my family in the right ways, or that affects my friends the right way? Because sometimes that isn't the same thing. Who am I really doing the right thing for? And so anyway, there are some other factors included in that as well that really made me change my mindset on why that's in there. And if I'm not able to really clarify it better than that, then there's probably other virtues that I would rather focus on, that we can define better and that we can use to get to that vision. And so that's just to kind of give you an idea. That's where I was. Well, like I said, I didn't really have a vision, but I didn't have a vision written down. I knew what the culture I wanted to create was. I knew in my head the ultimate goal of what I wanted things to be like, but I never had it written down because I didn't know the difference. But now I do. And so this is my vision. This is my vision as a leader. And I break it down into three areas. And I'll just go through all three of them, and then we'll kind of talk about where we go from there. So number one on my vision, and there's no order, it's just three things. My vision as a leader is I want to create an environment in which we all love coming to. That's pretty easy to understand, pretty straightforward. So the next one is, my vision as a leader is to build a tight-knit team who constantly pursues growth. Now this one is kind of a two-tiered subject here. I might have probably could have broke that down into two of them, but I also feel comfortable combining them because this again is very important to me. I want to be a part of a close team, and I want to be a part of a team that grows together and wants to grow together. And so my last one is to make a difference in the lives of our citizens, the lives of our teammates, and the lives of our family members. And so again, all three of these they're pretty simple. They're pretty self-explanatory, but to me, they are very, very important. These are some of the most important things that I want to achieve as a team. And so, okay, that is my destination. That is our cruise destination, where we want to be, where we want to go. So how do we get there? And like I said earlier, how do you get there? You get there through your mission statement. And so now this is my mission statement. And I have three bullet points, whatever you want to call it, of my mission statement. And you know, these don't just attach themselves to one or the other of my vision points. It's not like I say to create an environment in which we all love coming to, and then this is the mission statement point that gets us there. All of these, as I'll go through them, really affect each one of the vision points. And so here we go, and I'll talk my way through this and hopefully kind of not be as confusing as I'm afraid that I am. But so my mission statement, the first one I have is maintain an outward mindset. And so what does that mean? I add some life to it. I define it. in just a few ways. And this doesn't describe everything, but just to get an idea of what I'm talking about. It says, take care of each other. Always look for ways to help others. Never walk past a problem you can fix, and take personal responsibility. And so just looking back at the vision, what can we affect towards that vision with this one piece of my mission statement? You're taking care of each other. You're always looking out for others, to help others. Well, that's going to create an environment that we want to be at. If we're being taken care of, if we're taking care of others, that's going to be a place that I want to be a part of. So number one of my mission of my vision is right there. So number two, building a tight knit team. Well, basically the same thing. If we're there taking care of each other and have each other's back and looking for ways to help each other, then that's going to make us very close. We're going to be a tight knit team. And the last one is making difference in the lives of citizens, teammates, and family members. And if we're, if we're never walking past a problem that we can fix, that's making a difference. If we are taking personal responsibility for, maybe the mistakes we're making or whatever, that's making a difference. Taking care of each other is obviously making a huge difference. Always looking for ways to help others is obviously making a huge difference in the lives of all those around us. And so, like I said, this one piece of my mission statement, it kind of bleeds into how we can reach the entire vision. So the next one in the mission statement, constant pursuit of daily growth. So, I mean, right off the bat, obviously, this is even part of the vision, right? I wanted a tight knit team who constantly pursues growth. And that's exactly what I just said. So, going into a little bit further, I want to learn, grow, and get better every day. I want to be as prepared as we can for whatever comes our way. And I want us to push our teammates to reach their full potential. And so, jumping back into the vision, I'm wanting to create an environment that we love coming to. Well, if we're pushing each other and we're cheering each other on and challenging each other to get better, that's going to be a fun place to be. It's going to be a place that I want to be at, because I know that these people are going to make me better than I would be if I wasn't there. And that even more so, I can help them get better. And that's going to make me even want to do it more. It's just like a snowball, an avalanche, that if we can just get that momentum built up and keep going and going and going, and we can make it fun, learning and growing and training, we can make fun. So it's helping us there as far as the first one. And obviously we already talked about the second one, that we're constantly pursuing growth, that basically word for word there, and making a difference in the lives of citizens, teammates, and family. So if we're learning, if we're growing every day, then we're getting better at our job every day. We're becoming better people every day. And when I say learn, grow, and get better every day, I don't mean just in skills. I don't mean just pulling hose. I don't mean just forcing doors. The realm of what I want to get better at every day is endless. I no longer, and I say no longer because I've had to kind of learn this as well. I no longer put restraints on that. We've had days where it's been a miserable day. You've got lots of runs, you've got EMS classes that suck the life out of you, and you don't get anything done but get out and have a couple hours of really good team activities. Right now we're really into cornhole. Man, we'll get out there and in the evenings and do play cornhole for a couple hours, and it's fun. Somebody's always losing, somebody's always winning, somebody's always talking smack, but we have fun every time. It's obviously a lot more fun when you're winning, but that's been a great tool for us to grow together, to become closer. We've done pickleball, we've done uh we play video games sometimes, we ping pong, just lots of different things, and it doesn't matter what it is. But that's my point. Back in the past, I would have thought that I feel like a failure because we didn't get any good training in that day. But we became closer as a team that day. We had a great fun end of a day that was kind of a crappy beginning. We turned it into a good day. That's a win. From a leadership standpoint, that's a win. And that's something that I have to start looking at as the wins, and the growth and the learning and the getting better doesn't always just fall into my cookie cutter idea of what it looks like. It can be an infinite number of things that we do to grow. Just sitting down at the table and talking through some life stuff. Growing as people, caring more about each other and each other's families. That's huge. That's getting better. That's growing as people and human beings. And so that right there makes a huge difference. It is going to make a huge difference in our teammates' lives. And hopefully it's going to make a huge difference in the lives of our families as well. And so that's that one. So getting into the last one of my mission statement. This is the third little bullet of my mission statement, and it's enjoy the job. Pretty simple, just like everything else, right? So enjoy the job by finding ways to invest in the team. We talked about this a little bit already, finding that team building activities and spending time together, eating, conversing, just hanging out, whatever it is. Next one, focus on positivity and have fun. I mean, this is a very, very basic piece of a mission statement, but I think this is such a huge, critical piece of the fire service that a lot of people are just completely missing, completely ignoring, because they feel like it's a job. They feel like it's a serious career, that we have to be serious all the time because lives are at stake. And I agree, there are lives at stake. This is a very serious career. This is a very serious job. But what percentage of this job are we actually dealing with those things, those life and death situations, those calls and runs that we have to be 100% on our game and very serious? It's not much. A lot of our day is spent, running around, running errands, back and forth from calls, sitting at the station, cooking, eating, whatever else. There's a lot of time in our day that we could be doing fun things, enjoying the job, enjoying each other, if we just allow ourselves to do it. And I've never really understood the mindset of you can't have fun because how do you go back and forth? Well, if you have that respect built with your team, you have that trust built with your team, that these relationships that you're growing, that's what you get. You get that trust, you get the respect. Well, when it's time to go to work, it's time to go to work. I don't have to tell people that I'm the captain. They know I'm the captain. I'm gonna take their input if they've got some input to give. But at the end of the day, they know that whatever decision is made by me, I'm the one that has to make that. And they have that trust and they have that respect. They also know that I'm going to listen to them if they've got something, important, or, a good idea to say, because I give that respect and that trust right back to them. So I don't feel like, I ever need to worry about that, because we do work to build these relationships up so that when it is time to get the job done, we're even better at our jobs, just because we know each other well, just because we care about each other enough to get to know each other away from there. that alone makes us better at our job because we are a better team together. So I really, really believe in that. And that comes from taking advantage of that time that you have, the downtime, finding ways to invest in your team. And so, okay, going back to the mission statement, like we've been doing with the enjoying your job. So is that going to create an environment that we all love coming to? Absolutely. I mean, if any of the vision points apply to the enjoy your job, it's going to lead right to that. If you're enjoying your job, then you're going to want to come to work. You're going to love coming to the firehouse. If we are enjoying our job, if we're investing in our team and staying positive, we are going to build a tight knit team. It's going to be close and we're going to be a great team. And, if we're able to make that training fun and make learning fun and enjoyable, then it's even going to make it more, it's going to make it better and easier for us to continue to grow and stay consistent with that growth. And the last one, making a difference in the lives of citizens and lives of our teammates and family members. So if we're enjoying our job, it's going to put us in a much better state of mind when we are called. So when we are dealing with patients that, are just difficult, or, it's the third time I've seen this person today, or whatever else, you're probably going to have a little bit more patience with them if you're enjoying your job. You're probably not going to have any patience with them if you don't enjoy your job or enjoy the people you're with. And so that's going to make a huge difference in the amount of, help we can give others, the difference we can create in their lives. It's obviously going to make a difference in the lives of our teammates because that's what we're doing. We're enjoying our time together. We're having fun. We're building relationships, building bonds, getting closer to each other. And hopefully that will bleed over into families as well. Get to know the families, get to at least get to know the names and kind of what's going on with everybody's spouses and kids, and hopefully enjoying your job at work will bleed over into being happier when you come home. And so really, that's the meat of it. I just wanted to kind of describe some of this stuff because, like I said, I've really had a mindset shift over the past couple of weeks, and I neglected to even talk about kind of what caused this. So I talked about the podcast I listened to that started the gears rolling, but really what really started changing everything in my mind was a book that I just finished listening to, and I immediately started listening to again right after. And that is What You Do Is Who You Are by Ben Horowitz. And it's a very interesting book. It just really makes you think about things. It talks about values versus virtues. Most companies like to focus on those values. You have them on the wall and they're, really cool to look at, and it's inspiring to think about all these core values that we have. But values are just beliefs. They just stay on the wall. If you don't do anything to act on those beliefs, that's where that ends. I couldn't even tell you the core values of my department because I don't even know if they exist anymore. There used to be a framed picture of them on each station's wall, and it was huge, and nobody knew anything about it. I think they've even taken them down now because nobody knows anything about it. But that's all it is. Virtues is what he talks about. That's actions. Those are the things that are actionable and that you actually do. And so don't just talk about a value that you want to create and want to establish on your team and just leave it on a wall. You've got to work that into a virtue that's what we do. Talking about that outward mindset, you could almost say that is a value. Outward mindset, put that on a wall. That's what we're going to have. Okay, what does that even mean? Well, okay, this is what it means. An outward mindset means that, excuse me, outward mindset, that means that we're going to take care of each other. It means that we're always going to be looking for ways to help others. We're never going to walk past a problem that we can fix ourselves. And we're going to take personal responsibility. That's how you turn that value into a virtue. And the virtues are what we need to build this mission and this vision off of, because those are the things that we can actually do. You're never going to be able to change culture or create a mission statement or a vision, never reach anything if you just talk about what's important. You've got to actually do that work. You have got to show your people what's important. Because if you're talking one thing and then doing another thing, whatever you're trying to push verbally is never going to go. It's never going to work because you're not following it up with your actions. And so we have to really define these values into actionable steps and turn them into virtues. And so that's some really great stuff. If you're into reading books, man, you need to get that one and read that. It's been a good one. Like I said, I'm almost through the second time, just really kind of absorbing as much as I can from it. But anyway, I will leave you kind of with that. Hopefully I gave you some insight that maybe clarifies some things. Hopefully I gave you some things to think about, maybe some topics to talk about with your crew. Get some input and see what they think, see what their vision is, and really start putting this stuff together, because that buy-in is going to be a lot easier if everybody has a little hand in what that vision looks like. It's going to be a lot easier to get people to really take hold and move the ball if everybody has a little bit of skin in it. So it's always great to reach out and get some input. But again, just to really quickly sum up kind of what my whole thought process is on this, you have a vision. Everybody has a vision of what they want to create, what environment they want to work for, what environment they want to lead. Put it on paper, get it on paper, just see what it looks like. Find the most important things, try to keep it simple. If you've got 20 things that your vision is, nobody's ever going to really remember that. If you could cut it down to 3 or 4, that's going to be something that people are going to be able to grasp a hold of and really be able to strive for. And so, keep it consistent. Find those things that are most important to you. Break it down to the very most important things that you have got to have in your crew, your organization. And that's your vision. That's the ultimate goal. And then from there, you start breaking down how we can get there. What are we going to do? What is going to be my mission statement to get us to that ultimate goal of my vision? And so that's all I got today. I hope, like I said, I hope it added a little bit of value to your life, little conversation with your crew or whatever. But look forward to getting back on next time. Until then, as always, stay humble and do work.